Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's edition of Rivalz Race Chat. I'm Clinton Geoffrey. Along with me, as always, is my co-host Adam Ross. Adam's outdoors today, taking in the sunshine a bit, but we'll talk a bit about why you're out there, Adam. But let's, I thought about doing that a bunch myself, getting out there and enjoying the outdoors for one of these shows, and maybe we have to pull one off if I'm still on vacation next Tuesday after what we've got coming up this weekend up at Sauble. But welcome to the show, Adam. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not bad. If someone came up to me right now and patted me on the back, I would look like Pigpen. The dirt would fly off me. We're working out in a dirty area on John Carley's race car, and Clint, I have been under a race car for the last hour and a half.
Well, might as well start off the show with that. Let's talk about the deal. Who have watched our show know who John Carley is with the Canadian Vintage Modifieds. They followed our racing story with Daddy's Money, as Greg calls Connor, your son. And he got a pretty cool opportunity offered to him, and that's why you're getting dirty, getting the seat in the car so we can get ready for his debut in September. But I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, John had a crazy idea. Said, I'm thinking of picking up a race car. He says, I'd like for Connor to drive it. He wanted to give a young person an opportunity, and he knew Connor was chomping at the bit to go racing. So we put a deal together, and yeah, Connor's going to race September 5th. We're going to hope to come down and practice Sunday after Sauble Saturday. We'll head down to Flamborough Speedway, get him some laps. We fit inside the race car. We got to teach him how to drive a stick shift. And it should be a lot of fun. I mean, what a great opportunity. And I was glad he didn't react overconfidently. He was very, very nervous, and I appreciate that because it's a lot to get behind the wheel of a race car, especially someone else's race car.
Now, did you take Uncle Clint's advice and put the gears to him, or did you just give it to him? Like I told you, like, what's he been lacking? Like, do you need to clean his room? What can you hold over the little bastard to make this happen for him? And you just handed it off to him, didn't you, Daddy's Money?
I can hold over him the fact that he's living my dream of going racing at the tender age of 16 years old. I got the opportunity at 24 years old to go racing, and I was thrilled at that. He's getting that opportunity a lot sooner. So no, I don't like the ultimatum approach, but he will pay.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the show we've got coming up. We've got a guest here with us. We'll let him tell what his actual title is, but Blake Outhouse is here to talk to us about Southern Ontario Motor Speedway. We'll get to Blake in a couple minutes. APC series on GeForceTV.net. If you haven't subscribed and followed, you're missing a ton of great action here. We're super proud of the product that we've been able to deliver here on GeForce, whether it be on dirt, pavement, whatever your type of car is. If it's racing here in Ontario and it's been on the track, we've pretty much had it. Adam, thoughts on that? It's been a great start so far for GeForce. Kind of we're right on track where we wanted to be with it. And we're super proud to be presenting the APC series this weekend.
You know what? It's been amazing. And I've enjoyed us being able to go and do some asphalt shows. I enjoy them. I love them. I've enjoyed the GeForce Lite that we've been able to do because I think it shows the difference between the GeForce Live product and the GeForce Lite product. They're both good. They can both deliver racing to an audience that wants to see the racing, but I certainly hope people can see the production values of the full GeForce team when we get to go to a race.
Yeah, let's talk a bit about how that all came together. So, GeForce Lite, they had a busy week, and we're jumping all over the ticker, Spencer. But either way, if it's on the topic, we can talk about it anytime, I guess the rule will be. So GeForce Lite had a busy week last week, Adam, and when it came out a couple weeks ago, we wanted to continue doing the races, but, it cost a fair bit to bring what we call our A team out there, which is, the full announcing team, the full, 6-camera shoot. We attempt to do in cars where possible. Either way, we're capturing that for some great segments we're going to talk about coming up here. But I think, from that side of things, everything's just been going really good. And we had to find a way to get all these races. Now that tracks are going more than when GeForce Operation Green Flag started, we were going once every 2 weeks or once every week at a different track. But now they're all kind of trying to get stuff going, especially on the dirt side. And this week we had a triple header. We had Brighton at 6 p.m. From Saturday. It aired 6 p.m. Sunday. Merrittville aired at 8 p.m. Sunday. and then Humberstone aired last night, all in the thousands of views. So we thank everybody for coming on board. That's a one camera shoot. It's not live, even though our producer Wizard Spencer does an amazing job of somehow recording Race Monitor on Saturday night while we're at another track. It blows me away. And then cuts up the race. So that means the time code and everything is going to, and somehow blends every race together. It's freaking amazing. So Spencer's done a great job. We've had Sean Robertson contributing from the camera side, and Chris Hawkins went to Brighton to handle that for us on Saturday. But I just want to mention out there, for $500, if you're a business out there and you want a complete night of racing that you want to sponsor, $500 is dirt cheap, covers the cost. You get the whole night. We want to thank DDL and company from this neck of the woods in Niagara. My end, they've picked up all the rest of the Merrittville broadcast for the rest of the year, and that's amazing. So if you're a Merrittville fan, you're going to get to see all the stuff that we're going to talk about coming up, and that's also on the ticker tonight. But we just want to mention G-Force is not live. It's a reproduction. Adam, your thoughts on G-Force Lite?
Well, wait, G-Force sometimes is live. G-Force Lite is not designed to be live.
Yes, my miscue. We will be live Saturday. What time did we determine the broadcast to start? No, that's fair.
Oh, that's a Spencer. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We'll go live on G-Force TV from Sauble. I'm excited to go up there. We're making a bit of a vacation about it, but it's going to be exciting. But before we jump into talking too much about Sauble, let's jump around. I'm super excited to see what Spencer's put together this. So we've got two new segments coming up. First one would be Buckle Up. And what we've done is, for all the drivers out there where we went out and got in-car cameras in their stuff, well, it's been tough to get these wireless cameras to transmit back real time to put them in the live broadcast in the production. But we have captured all the video, and we're going to put it out in a series called Buckle Up here on G-Force. And if I have my phone in front of me, Spencer gave me the particulars on what is going on. And he says, first Buckle Up will be Glenn Stiers from Merrittville. It will go up on Thursday. So let's take a look at that, Spencer, if you've got it. The new series coming up here on G-Force TV called Buckle Up, and you get to watch with a whole the entire race from the in-car camera position. Maybe something intrigues you, maybe something it doesn't, but we've got a full series of them, and we're excited to show them off. Once again, new series here on the channel. It's going to be called Buckle Up, and we have quite a variety of drivers. At some of the events we did for Operation Green Flag, we had them in two different types of cars. So we have got quite a library, and we're going to roll them out. Here's a look from Nathan Rinaldi when we were at Brighton in winning the Canadian Modifieds. And Adam, what are your thoughts about this? I'm excited. I can get one out and just ride along for 20 or 30 laps.
Did you really just ask me that, Clinton?
I'm asking,
how many years? How many years did I try to make this happen? This is going back to the time when you and I still had active control of Dirt Track Digest, and I was saying, look, this is what we need for a video section. All user submissions all the time. Instead of user submission, we're able to use production quality in-car stuff, which is really cool. So, no, I love it.
So we're super excited about that. For now, we've got a good library. If you've got good quality stuff, we'll talk to you about getting your stuff up. If you've got a great, all we ask is it be from start to finish and clean with no graphics on it, and we'll get it into the broadcast rundown for sure. But I'm excited about that. We have another new segment we're going to talk about, and it is called Retro Rewind. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and take complete races from the past. We're going to show them in their entirety. Now, for our weekend broadcast and all the viewers here who've been regulars on our Friday night stuff, we are going to go back and we're going to show them when we're going to go back this Friday at 7:30. We're going to go back to May 14th, 1999, 21 years ago. And I'm excited to see. I haven't seen any of the tapes. The first batch tapes come from Fast Freddie Carlton. So if you have old Weekend Speedway tapes, we want them as get into our 25th year again next year because we didn't have one this year. Send us your tapes or get in touch with us. We want them. Plus, some of the tracks I've been thinking about, Adam, if you have an old CNE tape from the VHS that is, complete from green to checker with announcing, we would love to have it. So anything like that, let us know. We'd love to see what's in your video collection, and that will be a retro rewind. Spencer, let's have a look at the clip. Adam, I'm excited. I haven't seen any of this, so let's see what he's got.
I heard about
wait a
it.
minute. You were in the tower, and Adam used to run around the infield? Yeah, that's how it was 21 years ago. So let's see what we got as we get ready to go. This will be our retro rewind.
The Voss is second, Holwell third. The 1S of Schultz is fourth, and fifth is Danny Gilbert.
Okay, so this will be Merrittville with Jim Hanley announcing many years ago.
Here's your leader and winner of our first heat. That puts him in the sixth. The Voss is second, Holwell is third. Schultz is
I love the
fourth,
player
and
window too, because we had to deal with the aspect ratio, so we have an old black and white TV for you to watch it on. Mod stocks at Ushweekend, Adam. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. That kicks off this Friday at 7:30, Retro Rewind, and they'll be available on demand here on the channel. And you and I sound like we're about 10 years old.
No doubt.
I was just going to say, I could see he's climbing out of the car. Our first flip of the year, and it was a wild one, but he appears to be just fine as he unstraps his helmet.
Remember, there was a time Glenn Steyer said if we didn't have a flip, he was going to drive a car onto the track and roll it over for the fans?
Yeah, that's because it happened so many times that he didn't have to do it very often. It was usually taking place, and those were the years where the mini stocks Ushweekend got their legends, because you look back at how it was. Yeah, we may have only had 10 or 14 sportsmen, but the mini stocks were pulling in the numbers. They were the Talladega of the dirt. And, back to when pinball got his name. We're excited to go back to that. So that'll kick off this Friday, 7:30. We're going to start taking you back in time a bit here as another segment on GeForce TV. So Adam, he's been with us for a while. Let's jump right in here. We'll jump around a little bit. Don't take anything off the rundown, Spencer, because we're probably going to come back to some of this stuff. I know Adam and I want to talk about APC at Sauble coming up. We still have to talk about our weekend at Pinty's, but Blake Outhouse is here with us, and we'll bring Blake on the show now. He's been waiting patiently. Blake, thank you for joining us. First off, we're here to talk about Southern Ontario Motor Speedway, which is, down in the Chatham Way for our viewers who aren't familiar with it. Most of the people who are dirt folks who watch this show know where you guys are from. So there's been a lot of talk, and I'll just set it up. We all know Henry took over the track a couple years ago. They had a fire. They had all kinds of damage. They've been putting it back together. And now you've come back into the scene. You have a history there at the Speedway. You reached out to me about 3 weeks ago and started asking some questions. And where do we stand now, Blake? And why are you on the show to talk to us about Southern Ontario Motor Speedway?
I just want everybody to know that, thanks, guys, for putting me on tonight. I really do appreciate this. I love that little retro rewind thing. That was pretty cool. I'm on tonight because I've been hired as the general manager promoter of Southern Ontario Motor Speedway. And I'm looking quite forward to it. Henry's done a lot of work down there. The track's phenomenal. I'm not really sure where to go with this. I'll take whatever you want to throw at me, but we're ready to go down there, I think. We're looking really good for our 50th anniversary season next year. Everything looks great.
Blake, if I can just jump in here, let's talk about your history. I know you were involved. Tell us your story about your previous or first incarnation with the Speedway, let's say.
Oh, boy, I started that Speedway when I was 17 driving coupes. And then I got out of it for a number of years. And then I got into UMP modifieds for 8 years and got out of that, and then took the track over and ran the track for 7 years. So I had the old South Boxing for 7 years, and I left that in 2014.
Okay, so previous experience with the Speedway, It passed hands a couple times after you. Henry now
Yes.
has it. So your role
Yes.
as manager. How did it come about? Did you make the call? They make the call? How'd the deal come together? What's up?
I got a call about 3 weeks ago, actually about 3 or 4 days prior to me calling you, and it was Henry. And then he asked me what I was doing, what was going on, and we just had a general conversation about things. And he asked me where I was at, and I said, "Well, I'm down in Chatham." He goes, "Hey, you want to come out to the racetrack and have a look?" And I thought that'd be pretty cool because I drove by it maybe 5 months ago and had a look, and I thought, "Wow, this man's got a lot of work to do." And I've, same as everybody else, I've heard the rumors and everything else. So I took a drive out to the racetrack, and Henry and I sat down and we talked. He asked me a lot about the speedway and what I did when I had the speedway and how I did this, how I did that. He said, "Oh, interesting." And we probably talked for about 3 hours. And after that, I said, "Well, I got to get going." He said, "Okay, take it easy. It was nice to have you come out and have a look at the track." I thought it was nice to invite me out. It was probably 3 or 4 days after that, I get another call. He said, "You want to come back out to the track so we could talk a little bit more?" So I went back out to the track and we sat down, and he asked me a few more questions, and he said, "Would you be interested?" Kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't really expecting it. I really wasn't interested in doing it, but I love the facility. So after, a few more days, and how the story goes, and here I sit in front of you tonight as doing the general manager to promoter. We worked out a deal. It took us a few days, and there was a few complications along the way, and we've met each other's terms, and I'm looking forward to it now. Really am.
I'll tell you, Clinton and I spoke numerous times through the off season saying it's possible Southern Ontario Motorsport, Southern Ontario, God, I can't, South Buxton isn't going to open again. And I mean, we had these conversations sort of privately on the side, like, man, this is a big undertaking. This is a big problem they've got down there. Trying to get all this work done seems like an insurmountable task. How has it energized the racers down there, knowing that they're going to have a new facility to come out and play at?
Actually, it's done very well. There hasn't been a lot of guys looking at it. Henry kind of lets everybody in that wants to look at it, have a quick look. But it's been pretty quiet. And of course, the same as you fellas, it's really way too much to happen. But that man has put his nose to the grindstone, and I was very impressed. Because even like I say, 5 months ago, when I was there, it was just a level playing field. Like what used to be a racetrack was empty, 70 acres of nothingness. But then dirt piled up and blocks came up, and I was surprised. The last 2 weeks, the work that's gone out there has just been unbelievable. We're actually going to do some testing with some cars this Friday night. We've got 15 cars coming out, see exactly how the track is. We tested a couple of cars a week ago just to see how they would set up on the track. It actually did very well. So there was a couple of little dips, you don't really tell unless the cars are on it. And so Henry did some remodifications, and we're ready to give it a shot again. The fence is up, the catch fence is up, the flag stand was going up yesterday. Um, all the grandstands have been taken out. There's dirt being hauled in by the truckload to rebuild the whole front end where the grandstands are going to sit. They're coming back in, and by October, he's hoping to have the concessions and the tower in place.
That's great news. What's the plan for classes, Blake? Going back to the standards there. And I know you and I talked because you asked about the ODCC. For those who don't
Yes.
know, that's the common rules for mini stocks and thunder stocks across the province. So, what can you tell the drivers out there about the classes and what the plan will be for, as you say, the 50th year in 2021?
The plans are that we're going to run the late models as always, and we're going to have back. We have the modified running, but we're going to resanction the track as UMP modified track through dirt car, and then we're going to have the mini mods and the thunder stocks under the ODCC rules. I believe it is the rule package. We've accepted that rule package. That's the rule package we're going to go with, and then we have just the like little comp fours. Like there'll be 5 classes in all.
What kind of cars? I'm sorry. What kind of cars are coming out Friday to test on this? I mean, what's the benchmark? What are you looking for when the cars come out and turn laps?
What I'm looking for is really, like Henry said, we want to see what the track's going to do, what the drivers like. It's a complete. Everybody, I think, remembers the old D shape that was there. Not a lot of banking and pretty flat. This track's got a ton of banking, and it's a huge racetrack. So we just want to see what the cars are going to do for speed, what the drivers think of the banking. The late models are coming out. We're bringing a few late models out, some UMP modifieds. I've got a couple of sprint cars coming, some thunder stocks. Just get a feeling from everybody and what they think. And as that works this Friday night, then we're going to go through the entire list of drivers that are scheduled for the next season. And each week alphabetically, we're going to go through so many drivers. So we allow 15 cars to work with the COVID rules and regulations, and everybody will get a chance to test their car on the new track so they can be ready for next season. It won't come as a shock to anybody.
Blake, the question regarding late models is this end of the province runs the crate late models. They typically ran the open UMP type late models. Where do you stand with that? Will it be crate or will it be open? Obviously, with you guys being closer to Michigan, that's where the open side of the rule package comes from. Where will the late models lie with the rules?
Right now, we're leaving that open. We've got pretty much 3/4 of the field, I believe, is crates, and the rest are open. We've been in discussion with that, but we're not 100% sure where we're going to go with it yet. I know it's been discussed, but I won't throw that out there right now. But we're just going to keep it the way it's been for the last few years. But we are sort of leaning in one direction. As I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Michigan stuff, and neither are you gentlemen. We're working on some of that stuff right now, but we all are expecting to see what's going to happen next year, and we're all hoping for great things.
That's great news, Blake. In closing, anything you want the fans, supporters, sponsors, or drivers to know about Southern Ontario Motor Speedway and what's going to happen next year? Anything we've left out or anything you want to add?
The only thing I want to add is everybody really needs to really come out next season, or even if you're down this way in the next couple of weeks, take a drive by, have a look at the track. You're welcome to come in and have a look at what's going on, the construction, the phase of the track. And we welcome all visitors. I truly believe we're going to have a really super stellar 2021 next year. I don't know what else to say to the fans. I think you're going to be quite shocked when you come out and see it. I think everybody's going to be quite shocked. Henry has put a ton of work into this, and his heart and his soul is into it. And he's really scooting to get everything ready for next May for opening up.
All right, Blake. Well, thanks for being with us. Good luck to you guys. I know from us with the other tracks, we're excited to work with you again. For myself as the guy who runs the Action Sprint Tour, we're excited to get back there on a new configuration, and it's going to be great. So we wish you the best. Let us know how we can help out here on the show and on G-Force, and we look forward to getting your races on the channel right away.
I'll try and get some photos and maybe some video up to you after those test sessions with the cars so you guys can see what's going on down here.
We'd love to. We're here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We'd love to show your messages off. All right?
Thank you. Thanks, Adam. Thanks.
Yeah, good
Thanks,
to see
Blake,
you.
for being
Clinton?
with us.
All right, Clinton, take care, guys.
Thanks, Blake. As he mentioned, I got a call a couple weeks ago from Blake, said, hey, started asking questions, and we knew something was up. As he mentioned, previous manager of the track and operator for 7 years. And so they do have experience there. And that helps a lot, Adam, when you know a lot of the racers and the personalities, and you know what battles you're walking into, and you know who's going to be sitting across the table from you. That helps a lot.
It sure does. Having some history, you can stand pretty tall in front of the drivers, and they can know that this guy knows what he's talking about. Not that anyone doesn't, but you just have that history behind you and that comfort level.
I know that was the hardest part for me. I look at someone like Doug Leonard, who had racing culture shock, where he went from the dirt over to Flamborough, where he knew a few people, but now you have to meet all these new personalities. Some of them, the way you're meeting them isn't under the best terms, because the first time you're talking to them is they're upset with something that went on. Man, it's the toughest deal. Speaking of Doug, I saw something yesterday, and I sent him something, and he shared it on Facebook, and it was basically, we were talking about UFC referee Mark Goddard missed a call in the big championship fight, an eye poke, and it cost Daniel Cormier some battle. And his quote was, "I don't have replays and multiple angles. It's a one-shot take in real time. I cannot convey how much I have both lived and loved the sport for the past 20 years, and I truly appreciate those who understand," which is a classy way of saying, those who get what I'm up, I appreciate it, because it is the toughest job in racing. I've been quoted as saying I'd rather lick the toilets than be the race director at any speedway, because I can tell you it is the toughest job out there. You've got everybody's equipment in your hands. I just don't want it. I don't know how Doug can do it. I don't know how the guys and girls who can do it now, I should say, because Melissa Stevens is doing it at Maryville. It's a horribly tough job.
So you haven't had everyone's equipment in your hands at Ush Weekend?
Haha, very funny. Sometimes I have. You'd think we did. by the way they treat us some nights
It's
after
true.
the races.
It's true.
Let's jump back to APC at Sauble, Adam. This week we are getting into the second round of the APC series for this shortened, I was going to say COVID season. I'm just sick of even saying that. But let's talk about it.
It's
I've been to
the effed,
Sauble, I think,
effed up
once.
2020.
Yeah, no doubt. I've been to.
Mhm.
That reminds me back to the F-Bomb 500, one of the Operation Green Flags, where every third driver I interviewed said F. To the point that some of our biggest supporters were making jokes about it through text throughout the night. But anyways, Sauble. I've only been up there once, I think, with Oscar many years ago. I'm excited to get back there. What can the viewers, especially those who've never watched or been to anything at Sauble, give them a little Cole's Notes version of what kind of action they're going to see and what kind of track they can relate it to? I kind of, in my memory, I remember it like a Flamborough. And what I mean by that is a little bit shorter, but with no inside walls, just flat grass to pavement. So there's nothing really cutting off the turns. And I could be totally wrong and surprised when we get back. Am I on the
No,
right path?
you're right. It's a bull ring. It's a tough little track. Hard for anyone to really get away. It looks like we're going to have more than 20 APC late models. So, I mean, lap traffic is going to be big. It's elbows up, fight for every position kind of racing. I think fans are in for a great show. So, yeah, make sure you tune in to G-Force this weekend. We'll be on at 5 o'clock. The support classes should be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got the Oscar Pro Sprints, the Oscar Hot Rods again, and the Super Stocks from around the province, which always put on some great races, especially the ones we got to cover last year at the Short Track Super Nationals at Short Track Nationals at Jacasa. Man, I'm messing everything up.
I did the same thing earlier. I couldn't say Southern Ontario Motor Speedway. Something
All right.
about the atmosphere at Sauble, it's always special because it's always like you're going away. It's such a little cottage town. It just feels different when you roll in there. I can't put my finger on it, but when I was racing 100 years ago, we used to have a blast in Sauble. It just felt more like a weekend away than any place else we went.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be our summer vacation with the family. We're leaving Thursday. I'm going to go up a few days and maybe take a day trip up to Tobermory because we've all been looking at the gorgeous pictures up there and never been, and excited about that. And we're going to make a weekend of it. So that will kick off here on the channel, gforcetv.net at 5 p.m. on this Saturday, August 22nd. And the first race was awesome. We're excited to get back and present that. Adam, last Saturday, you and I did the Pinty series, some streaming work for NBC Track Pass, which will come out in the coming days in the US. Let's talk about the Pinty series. And Spencer, if you've got that clip, feel free to run it as we talk about it. A shortened field, Adam, but they knew that. Thoughts on what we had going on Saturday with the Pinty series at sunset?
It was absolute chaos. It was mayhem. That first race was craziness.
This is the finish. I think this is the last lap.
Let's just watch this. Fans, you decide if this is craziness or not.
Well, Hathaway's leading here at the white flag, so call it, Adam. Hathaway was leading.
What do you call it? Lacroix into Hathaway up the track.
And watch it again, Spencer, if we can. So that, and just turn the sound down. But so Hathaway's leading there. Lacroix's on the outside as they come back to it. Dumoulin, who actually is the eventual winner's in fourth on the outside here. Now, when they come by for the white flag, that's when it starts to get a bit choppy. Lacroix into the back. So right here, right? Punts him up high.
Lacroix was mad at Hathaway from Riverside Speedway last year. He told me that after the race.
Hathaway got up beside him. They made contact again. Then everybody just kind of stood on it, and it ended up being LP Dumoulin with the win. And that was the first race of two. So now you got a whole bunch of tore up cars, and we jump back into race number 2 and go back at it 30 minutes later. Everybody's temperature's up in more ways than one. And but the racing was great. Not a massive field of cars, but the racing was exciting. Sunset is the perfect size for that size of field. It was awesome. I had a great day calling the races. I thought the action was hot, and make sure you check it out coming up on TSN this week. Spencer, roll that promo if you've got it. I don't think we can have the volume because it would be a copyright strike. But either way, this Sunday at noon on TSN, make sure you check it out. The Pinty's Fan Cave Challenge. It was the Quick 125. Will be the first race will air once again this Sunday at noon. So make sure you check that out, and you will not be disappointed. It'll be some great racing. So make sure you check that out. No better time than to talk about Quick. Frank has come on board to help us produce these races for the APC series, and is a new corporate sponsor here on the channel. And Frank has made a big splash hood of Trayton Lapsvich's car with the Rona team with Tagliani, who ran good all weekend or all day, I should say. He's also of the Stuart Friesen dirt car that's going to race at Oshweekend in the Pinty's 100. When it comes around, he's on with Kyle Steckley. He's making a big splash, and they've just produced a new commercial. And Spencer, if you've got the new commercial, you'll be seeing this on the channel lately. And if you've not tried this product out, it is amazing. But here it is, Quick.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick perfected fire. Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without kindling or paper. Quick, the world's best fire starter.
Now you can get them in big buckets, and actually, hang on, I got them both right here.
Clint's gonna grab them by the big buckets.
Yeah, you're just hilarious today. You're kind of weak though. So this is
I know, I'm tired.
This is a bucket, and I saw one in your truck when we were at Jucasa, I think. And this is just great. This is a 65 pack, and I'll take one out and show you what they look like. Also, look for these out. They've got many of your favorite drivers on the packaging. This is a Stuart Friesen 4-pack that I got from Frank at Motorama. So this is it. All recycled product, basically there in a little cup. You light the little wick, and away you go. 30 minutes that will burn. And Adam, you got to use them already. You said they were amazing. Got the fire started. I had some friends who were up north and absolutely love them. And T-Mac over at T-Mac's Bar and Grill is lighting the backyard fire with them every night now. So check that out, Quick.
Yeah, I think I impressed the Morneau family from Windsor. I got the fire raging in no time after the night before not being able to get it going at all. So, yeah, I was able to show off a little bit thanks to Quick and Frank's support.
Yeah, we definitely want to thank him for coming on board. Make sure you check it out. You got to support the companies that are supporting our sport right now, and Frank is pouring a lot into it. Just a great guy, new to the sport, and super excited to be a part of it. And let's show him he made the right choice by jumping on board with motorsports. Let's have a bit of comic relief, Adam. Now let's jump into our Burger Barn video of the week. This is a video I caught. We did this. What's that?
I thought I was your comic relief.
Oh my goodness. Not today. You're lame. We used to do this all the time. Spectator one races at Oshweekend Speedway, but became an insurance liability, and this video shows it all. So these are two guys. Play it again, Spencer, if you can once it's done, but so look at just got in there hot, trying to make up the gap and totaled his car.
I want to know what he's reaching beside him for. Did he spill his drink or what? See him thrashing with his arm beside him?
I think he was trying to get grab a gear to get back to the finish line. But yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. That's not gonna buff out. But do you recall back when we used to do that stuff at Oshweekend all the time? I mean, we had all kinds of that hillbilly stuff going on.
Paper bag races, backwards races, one-on-one races.
It was the bag race, I think, was my favorite. And this is how far we're going back. A Ford Aerostar was still brand new then. And the guy had one. And he come out of turn 4 with his wife. And, she said, right, but she meant left, and he turned right, and it was right into the concrete wall and rode off the whole side of their brand new Aerostar. And I think that was end of the one-on-one bag races, novelty stuff at Oshwegan Speedway. They went out around the same year that Glenn stopped flipping cars because the racing got so badass we didn't need to try and kill anybody to impress our fans anymore for the low price of $11 that it cost you to get in 1996. All right, well, that was our Burger Barn video of the week. Of course, want to thank Jay Hill for everything going on at the Burger Barn. It is back open for business. You can't dine in. They've got a ton of new tables out. I see a lot of our race fans on Facebook and social media posting their pictures. Oh, I was at Burger Barn today. Had nothing better to do. Took a drive out to the Burger Barn. Huge supporters of racing. Make sure you check it out. They've also got their Petrol Plus travel stop right beside the Burger Barn, so make sure you get your fuel and everything you need right there. I think I need to go there for lunch tomorrow because I'll be in town. And, our lunch date with Roger fell through. So I think my stomach still expects the Burger Barn. So maybe we'll have to go there for lunch tomorrow. But thank you, Jay. But that brings us to the next thing, which is Merrittville's fall schedule and what's going on with sprint cars, because Burger Barn does a lot with sprint cars. Let's talk about what's going on at Merrittville. Merrittville has announced the schedule here from now to the end of October. And I'll give Don Spieth a lot of credit. Decided he had to make a plan. They're going to race every week from now till October 3rd with regular racing, and then they're going to have the Rec Fest October 10th and 11th. But the curious thing on there for sprint car fans is 4 360 sprint races have been added to this package to get the Oshwegan 360 cars out. I can confirm that there will be a 5th race at Humberstone for a doubleheader weekend, and it's looking that will be September 12th and 13th. The crates will join the 360 Humberstone night and have a race up there. So we're excited about that. And that reminds me, Spencer, I'm going to send you the crate schedule also, so we can show that in a moment, which we've got one for everybody across the province there for the crate sprints. But put that back up, Spencer, if you can, for a second. Sorry. So everybody check that out. It's on the Merrittville page. I think, different divisions racing every week. But if you're a fan, check that out. All these are going to be up on G-Force Lite on the following Sunday. So we're excited about that on a 24-hour delay replay, Adam. So thoughts on that and them getting the schedule together for the rest of the year. You let us know what you think about that while I send Spencer the crate schedule so we can talk about that quickly.
I love it. The conversation had been had for quite a while that, the weather is good. You can race almost into November up here. It's not ideal for fans, but the racers can handle it. And then you scratch your head for a minute and think, well, if we can't have fans anyhow, but we can have racers, why don't we do it? Let's run this season as long as we can. To me, it makes perfect sense. Good for Don Spieth. I think it's aggressive, and it gives people what they need, and what they need is the opportunity to race.
Okay, Spencer, I just sent you the crate schedule, so throw that up when you've got that. No, I agree, Adam. And it gives everybody a plan, and I think that's where Don was. He said, look, I got to get it out there so people know what we're doing, so they know we're going to be racing as long as we can. He asked me how many races we wanted to book beyond this. So you're right, there is potential to go beyond October. My suggestion, Don, was let's see where we get through this. And he's talking about me for the sprint cars and the crate sprint cars as well. So also excited, as we mentioned, the crate sprint cars. Brockville's trying to get their division up and running. Drummondville is talking about having a race way down there, which will help a lot of the Eastern cars. And I don't know how many of our guys would make the trek all the way down there. But Brockville's got a bunch of races coming up. We're working on a rewards program to get these guys traveling. So, yes, it's a long drive for these guys, but these may be the races you have coming up for the near future anyways. And I'll just it's basically races from the next 3 weeks. They're at Brockville, the 22nd, 29th, and the 5th of September. Back to Humberstone, September 13th. The following Saturday, Autodrome Drummondville's having a race, and then we're going to be at Merrittville on the 26th and Brockville to close out the year, and there it is. So if you're a crate sprint car fan, we were able to get those guys some races too. And we want to thank all the other tracks for working with the 360s and the crates to keep the sprint cars going with Oshwegan close for the year. And the relationship's been good, Adam. We've been able to bring our coverage to them and help them out, and they've been able to get our racers some track time. So that's always cool.
Yeah, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for sure. It's the fastest growing division out there, so I think it's great that both ends of the lake are doing something. Now we just need our friends in Brighton maybe to do a big event and bring them all together. Hint, hint, hint.
Do you another weekend away? Angie's going to kill you. Speaking of Brighton, Angie wrote a statement today, and I was almost going to have you read it. See if I can find it quickly. Basically, just a statement like everybody needs to be patient. Was basically the message there. You know, hang on.
You want me to look it up?
I got it here. Attention, race fans, drivers, and crew. First, and this is Angelo Rinaldi from Brighton Speedways talking. Thank you to all that provided positive support and encouragement. This season has been unprecedented, and admittedly, we are working day by day. We see your words of encouragement and often reread them to bolster our spirit. Secondly, negativity, irrational questions or statements, and general abuse are counterproductive to what we all want. Unless you're working with us side by side, you truly can't understand the scope of what we've contend with day to day. We ask, and if you can't be kind, be silent. I love Ange sometimes. As of today, we continue to await a decision by the provincial government and the health unit on the increasing the number of spectators we are permitted. We learned very quickly that you cannot please everyone, and 100 spectators means only 100 people are happy. It's also a lot of additional work to manage the distribution of 100 tickets, and she credits the other speedways in Ontario who are managing it. And it is. You need a lot of staff in to just handle the 100 people. This is where it gets good. As of right now, we're not good in a good way, but this is the meat of the message. As of right now, we're not planning a race for August 22nd. As of right now, we do not know what August 29th may bring. As of right now, Apple.
Oh, did we lose Clinton Spencer? Or did I lose internet? Okay, so Clinton has vacated. I should have opened up the Brighton Speedway as well so I could have followed along, but let me get to Angie's message. And Clint, if you could kill your microphone, or Spencer, sorry, just because I'm hearing everything twice. Okay, as of right now, we're not planning a race for August 22nd. As of right now, we do not know what August 29th may bring. As of right now, Applefest is up in the air. As of right now, the Eve of Destruction is up in the air. We're trying to determine ways to host events that make sense. For every idea, there are logistics and economics that need to be addressed. We understand you want answers, so do we. The response we continue to receive from the government is, your proposal is under review. Mark continues to reach out daily, emails, phone calls, and text messages, but to no avail. We are trying, we haven't given up. This statement is not to elicit any further sympathy. I truly do not wish you to comment below. I just know that you are seeking answers, and we admittedly cannot provide one that is straightforward. As soon as we come to a decision, we will inform our staff and our drivers. 29 comments, 42 shares. So, well said by Ange Rinaldi, but Ange Rinaldi usually is well-spoken, even when she's carving me a new one on a Sunday night when we're doing G-Force Light. You missed all that, didn't you, Clint? The Angie carving me up.
You don't want to know what I told Spencer.
What'd you tell Spencer?
It probably wasn't very kind.
It was his idea. What's
Damn
that?
right, I said it was his idea. He said Adam's struggling with no rosters, and I said, well, it was his freaking idea. He knew we were going on the air. He's in the prep. I'm at Humberstone running an action sprint tour race. I can't help him out.
It was good except for the stingers, and
so maybe if he looks like an ass once in a while, he'll do the homework.
Hey, listen, we got better numbers for Brighton than we did Merrittville and Humberstone. So there.
Hey, I just sell the ads, bro. I'm so, you know me, I'm anti everything production lately. You guys work it out. Let me know what it takes. I'll get out of it. I'm trying not to be crusty.
My next idea is going to kill you, but it's going to keep me busy, and I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm afraid.
I might not even tell you. I'll go to the other partners.
I'm afraid. Okay, talk about Larson by the numbers. This is interesting. And, Kyle Larson, first off, show this. He tested the Rumley late models, and after the season he's been having with the sprint cars, the late model guys probably aren't too pleased that he's been hot lapping this thing and getting ready to go at it, but I'm sure he can make that happen. You got to love the $1 million motorhome towing that on an open trailer. That is classic style that we would love. But anyways, throw up that stat sheet on Larson. All in one season, 75 sprint car starts, a winning percentage of 43.3, 31 wins, top fives, 80% of his starts, and then that's 60 top fives. 93% of his starts are in the top 10, finishing in the top 10 with 70, and all against the top drivers in the world, Adam. What happens next for Kyle Larson? Does he stick it out? Since you were so right on the SRX, what happens with Larson?
What happens with Larson? I don't know, man. I think he keeps living his best life, right? He's winning lots of races. That's got to feel good. Warren Mowat just commented, man, oh man, I called Warren Mowat at Brighton, probably 15 times. Like, I didn't just do it once. I did it for an entire race. And yeah, so now Warren's just commented here. That's how we got us a new viewer this week, Clinton. I screwed up his name so many times that he had to watch the next show to see if I screwed it up some more. But anyhow, what's Kyle Larson going to do? If this year hadn't gone the way it went, I don't know what the course of action would have been for Kyle Larson. It's do the training that they wanted him to do, and try to make things right. In the strange way this season has taken place, I don't know where he goes from here. He's winning a ton of races. I mean, someone should really ask him. I don't know his financial situation. I don't know how good he was with his money, but I know over the last 6 to 8 years, he probably made a lot of money. So does he need to go back to NASCAR to make more money? Or is he content doing what he's doing?
They came from working class, so I would think, I don't know, like you said, we don't know his money situation, but my prediction is that he gets back in NASCAR. Someone like Tony Stewart or Gene Haas, who have their own successful money, who believe in him. People like Mike Curb from Curb Records, who's still there. I could see them, buying a single car team or putting him somewhere, or even ending up with Stewart Haas Racing. He's too hot of a commodity for NASCAR to not get their hands back into him. They need him back so bad right now because he's the hottest thing that all the short track guys are talking about. And you can shake your head and you don't think they need Kyle Larson back? Okay, I'm not saying maybe they don't need him back, but who needs who? Who needs who more in that situation? Does he give a shit about NASCAR, or NASCAR need him back?
That's the golden question. That's the golden question, and I wish somebody would ask him direct.
So in my deals with Larson, he had a max of 25 races that he could do on dirt. That's common knowledge. It took us 2 years to get on that list of asking, like saying, hey, we're serious about bringing you up. Put us on that list of 25. We got him once. We were set to bring him back, and then our whole parking lot deal fell apart and everything. So I think, he's going to go back on his own terms. He's going to get an owner with enough money who doesn't need corporate money. Someone like Gene Haas, or as I mentioned, Mike Curb or Tony Stewart, who will put him in the car and fund it. And I think he's going to go out and he's going to come back with more piss and vinegar than he ever has. And he's going to be up there knocking wheels with guys like Kevin Harvick and those guys. But we'll see what happens. I don't see him not getting back. There's been rumors of him trying to get into the Indy 500, which is super exciting because that's old school. Just run the gamut and kick their ass in every discipline would be awesome. So, we'll see where it comes. But those are my thoughts. We just want to talk about those stats. We've got a few minutes left. If anybody wants to discuss anything, if we're missing any questions or comments, we'd love to hear what you guys want us to discuss.
I'll bring something up that I want people's comments on. What have you enjoyed? What have you not enjoyed about what G-Force has brought? And I'm not fishing for compliments, but I want to know what are the things you like? What are the things we can do better? Because Clinton, we have changed the way we present races. Like, we went away from out-of-car driver introductions for a special event in favor of keeping the show rolling, right? Everything moves, everything keeps on, much like a Friday night at Ohsweken Speedway, everything stays fluid so you don't lose the audience's attention. So when we sit back and say, yeah, we did this for this reason and it worked really well, we might have fans saying, man, I really missed this, or I really missed the opportunity to hear from these drivers or to see them wave to the crowd that should be there. So, I mean, do people want that? What can we do better? Do people want us to come on earlier and do more interviews with drivers? Do people like the fact that we start the show and bam, it's right into racing? So I think offer your opinions because we're here to listen to them. We wouldn't ask you if we didn't want them. And now is your time. You've got 10 minutes to be heard.
Anthems, that's the big question. It had been played, had not been played at some of these races. With 100 fans, are we playing anthems? Are we not? With only corporate fans, are we playing anthems? Are we not? Are we over the anthems, Adam? And I know that sounds so disrespectful, but with all the chaos, anthems used to be a sign of respect, and now it's a sign of chaos, it seems. It brings so much drama. And it was our buddy Bob Miller from the States who said, here's a solution. Stand for the anthem, kneel for the anthem. This matters, that matters. How about this? Drop the anthem altogether, problem solved. And you know, my feelings have been about, the invocation and the prayer and all that. If I'm not that religion, why do I have to listen to that prayer? So it just doesn't make sense to me why we're still doing that before the races either. I get where the roots are, but if NASCAR's going this modern, time to just wipe it all out. Now, with that being said, you go to somewhere like the Daytona 500, a big race, and even our big races at Ohsweken, you play those anthems, man, it just sends chills down your spine. But right now, we don't have those type of crowds. We're not having those type of events. Answer no.
I think there should be an open ceremony to most racing events.
Okay, but that's
don't
vague.
necessarily.
What does that mean?
But it means I think there should be official open, like the Olympics have opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies. I think there needs to be an open. Do I think there needs to be a prayer and anthems? Not necessarily. No, but I think there should be a profound
opening ceremonies. Like what? Dances with streamer?
Maybe there should be a profound introduction to the races, welcoming people, thanking them for coming together. We are a family.
I gotta play along.
Let me finish.
No, we'll set it up for Saturday then. Saturday at Sauble, what should we be doing for our opening ceremonies? Be realistic then.
I'll tell you what you should be doing Tuesday night. You should shut your cake hole when you ask someone a question and let them answer. Racing is a family. We are a family. The one thing that we do together before every show is stand up and we listen to anthems, or we watch smoke dancers, and sometimes they do a prayer. But that's the time when the family is together. I'm saying you don't necessarily have to pray to God. You don't necessarily have to perform the anthem, but do not get away from the fact that as racers, we are part of a family. And when you get away from eating dinner at the dinner table every night, you have changed that family unit. Get us together. Take 2 minutes to appreciate each other. I don't care what we do. Meditate for 2 minutes. Focus on the fact, find a way to remind people that we are here together, we love each other, there's no place we'd rather be, because this year more than any year, people realize they are missing that. And just showing up, sitting down, watching races and going home does not do enough to hold the family together. Remind people at some point in the night that you are part of a big family and we're glad you're here. I hope you're glad we're here. Let's enjoy each other. Let's focus on positivity and carry on. And that's what the anthem used to mean.
Poof. You voted for the Liberals, didn't you? That was like a Justin Trudeau answer. I'll give you a Pierre Poilievre question.
That was not a non-answer, you freaking moron. That was not a non-answer. It meant let's design something that reminds us that we're family. Because if you get away from it, it's just another event. And that's not what we want.
Sauble Speedway, go.
There can't be. Well, there can be, but there's no crowd. There is no unity.
You just said we had to stand together this year because we're all screwed up. You just backdoored what you just said for 10 minutes. Did you not just say we all have to stand together in this year because it's more screwed up than ever? We all need to get together. And now you said, well, not this weekend.
What I'm saying, so let's work on creating. So I'll task us with this because we're a team. We're a family, which is why I can call you a freaking moron and still pick up the phone in the
Okay.
morning and say, "Hey, Clint, how's it going?" We are going to put something together. We are going to agree on something because we're going to fight about it on how races should begin. I'll write a freaking poem for that matter. I don't care. You can carry a tune, play a guitar, and sing the song that we put together. Doesn't necessarily have to be the national anthem, but it has to be something that shows respect to not just the race car drivers, but the race teams, the fans, and all of us that share that common bond.
Okay, let me ask another question. I'll give it to you that there's two different situations, right? This year and a regular year, let's say. And the situation happens in both. So we can talk for the next 8 months about what a regular year's opening ceremony should be. But in this shortened year, the question is, what should happen at Sauble this weekend and next weekend
I
at
think
Flamborough and Jukasa, and where we are going with our stuff?
there'd be nothing wrong with saying some affirmations at the start of the show.
Affirmations? Like what? Like I'm
Thank you.
good and people like me?
Hey, you don't want to pray to God? Don't pray to God. You don't want to sing an anthem for your country? Don't sing an anthem for your country. Nobody can have a problem with affirmations. Nobody. Because it's
Okay,
just
I don't think half our
positivity.
viewers don't know what affirmations mean. Go ahead, give us an example.
No.
What's
You
an
a-
affirmation that you would
asked
say
me,
on
I
Saturday?
answered. Well, it'll be warm and fuzzy and something nice. Because I'm good with freaking words and I'll come up with something, you dick.
Hey, you want to fight, man? You're making yourself sound silly right now. I'm just saying.
Not at
I will
all.
say, let me just be very clear on my beliefs and where I am. You know, both my grandfathers fought in the World War. I got a son who's in the forces. I stand for the anthem. I appreciate what it's about. Nobody's going to take that away from me. But if it didn't show up at the racetrack, I wouldn't be overly insulted. I wouldn't be over it. But if that anthem's playing, I'm standing in my spot where I am, my hat off, looking for the flag, and taking as long as it takes to honor what's gone on. So I don't want to come off ignorant that way.
So,
I am an
and then let's read.
atheist, though. Let me
I
finish.
don't.
I am an atheist, though, and I don't think we need to hear prayer. I don't have to listen to a prayer before they drop the puck at the NHL. I shouldn't have to listen to that before we go on Sundays. But that's just my belief, and those are two different beliefs. I get it. Some people believe,
You're
and like
allowed.
you said,
No,
we should
you're
stand up for the anthem. But a lot of people aren't standing for the anthem. That's where this whole discussion started. Was what do you do because it causes controversy? And one of our good friends, a longtime patriot too from the state, said, "What if we just dropped it? Problem solved." From all sports, and it brought up the discussion. So. We fight. You're gonna be stuck with me all weekend. We're gonna be camping together.
Well, it's not
You'll
that
like
much
me again by
different.
Sunday. It's all right.
Listen here, it's not that much different than Greg Callan and the lines that he goes through on the white flag before a sprint car race. It can be as simple as that. It's just we had someone say let's play Thunderstruck and go on. We had someone say what's going on behind Adam. I believe they're setting the valve lash on the vintage modified that my son Connor is going to test this weekend. Gary Calling made some nice comments, nice remarks. Thanks so much. Bill Pearsall, I hope you're well too. He's in Perry Sound at Lee's son's cottage. Fantastic, sitting in a campfire overlooking the lake. He loves the opening ceremony of a national anthem for all races, so I respect that as well.
Gary
Get
says
Adam
we
to
should be in sumo suits on the front straightaway. I'm not in Adam's weight class. That's not allowed. But I'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it,
Clinton
Gary.
doesn't want to fight on the front stretch because people would have to see that he kicks people in the balls when he gets mad at them.
Hey, like I said before, I need a step ladder to reach your burger masher, so nearest target works. Let's talk about one of our other supporters, Brian's Farm. If Brian's Farm can get us a ring in the next auction, or we can build one with supplies there. Gary builds fences. He builds the ring on Adam. Sumo suit, go-kart, hockey match, whatever. Let's do it.
You're such a Sally. Give me a lead pipe.
I just called
I'll
you
give
out
you a lead
for
pipe.
any sport or fight, and you call me a
No,
Sally.
I don't want a sumo suit. I want you to hurt. That's what I want. I'm gonna kneecap you.
Oh my God. I love you, Adam, but you're so wrong on everything tonight, but that's okay. Want to say shout out to our buddies, Jamie Weekneck and the Wago boys down in the States. I see them traveling around, taking in the races. Jamie, thanks for joining in. You're about an hour late, though. We start this thing at 8 o'clock every Tuesday, where Adam and I get on. We talk about local racing issues or whatever you want us to talk about. And it's been another hour of fun and excitement.
Talk about whatever you want. With that guy on late night TV, you would have watched a lot of him,
right.
I think, Clint.
I'm a late night guy for sure. I'm on permanent afternoon shift. That's the way it goes. Want to thank Outhouse for being with us here tonight. Wish the best things to everybody out in Southern Ontario Motor Speedway. Thanks, Spencer, for producing. We have a busy weekend ahead. So coming up on the channel, first off, Thursday night, Adam's got Mindwell on Facebook. The Mindwell session's coming up with Adam out there. Friday night, we are live at 7:30, going back to 1999 on our first edition of Retro Rewind from Weekend Speedway. Saturday at 5 p.m., we are live with the APC series, Oscar Hot Rods, Oscar Pro Sprints, and the Super Stocks from Sauble Beach up in Sauble, Ontario. Then on Sunday, we are re-airing G-Force Light from Merrittville Speedway this Saturday. So that is a full stream of action. I don't think we've got anything lined up Monday. I'm sure Spencer, you know what? We'll put out a buckle up on Monday, and I think there's a buckle up coming out Saturday, and we'll be back on Tuesday. So it's all right, Spencer. You can put up the one you already got produced. We'll get it going. Spencer can have Sunday off. Nothing's coming out Monday. All right? Spencer's getting Monday off, and then we're back Tuesday. Thanks, everybody, for being with us, Adam. Great chatting with you. We'll annoy the hell out of each other 9 a.m. tomorrow.
I hope we got to them all. Let's just have a quick look through G-Force. Shrek, big shout out to Shrek.
Yeah.
Get well soon, buddy. I know he's healing up.
They started GoFund account. He's off for 6 weeks, so Shrek needs some gas for his racing mower when he gets better. So if you're out there, give him a bit of a hand up, and we'll work with Shrek to try and get that shared up for him.
Go Gamble wants some audio from the race director, which we love doing with Doug Leonard. I would be nervous to do it with other race directors, Clint, because I just don't know if they're ready for it. I think if you're not ready for it, it wouldn't necessarily be fair.
Yeah, we had that. We were going to have a camera and everything on Doug and really incorporate him in like they do with the NHL and the NFL, where when we need to make a call, we will actually go to the booth and watch Doug make that call. So we're excited about that as we move forward.
And Phyllis told us that was a great show. And Phyllis, we should tell you, I believe we owe you a happy belated birthday. And sorry I couldn't get down to your birthday celebration. We were doing a race, but I hope it was amazing.
Well, I won't throw you under the bus, but I kind of will, because I made it to her birthday party and I worked the same race you did. So you're just a dick.
That was well played. You might have finally won a round. I'll give you that round. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon. See you next Tuesday.
Hey, speaking of Phyllis, she looks great. 80th birthday. Bullshit. I want to see your ID, ma'am. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.